you a story about an old man who suffers from Alzheimer's disease. The story is completely invented, but we based some things on my great-grandmother's behavior during the period of her illness. We hope you will enjoy it.
Today has been a hard day in the bar. There were many people and I had no rest. But my most loyal client, Tony, came with his daughter, Lucia, and they asked for the usual, orange juice and toast with butter. After that, I started talking with Tony about the game between Barcelona and Real Madrid in the final of the Champions League, which will be played the next week.
Today was a nice day. I went for a walk with my father and he asked me to go to his favorite bar. He usually goes there and he already knows the waiter called Samuel. When we sat down, Samuel came and asked him, "Are you going to have the same as usual?" He said he was, and I just asked for a bottle of water and a couple of cupcakes. 5 minutes later, Samuel arrived with the orange juice, 2 pieces of toast with butter, and honey for my father, and the bottle of water and those 2 cupcakes I had asked for. Then he stayed with us, especially with my father. They talked about football, but I'm not interested in it at all. So I didn't pay attention. Anyway, I think he's a nice boy. My father loves him. I enjoyed a lot with them both today.
The other day I went to the village bar with my daughter to watch a game with my friend Samuel, who is the owner of the bar. When I entered, I did not recognize the place and our man approached to tell us if we want the usual. I did not recognize it and my daughter Lucia began to worry. After a while I began to remember something that they thought was and they thought it was scare and we started to watch the game. We both enjoy watching games together and above all watching old games as we love to see football legends shine on the field.
This day was very strange. There was not much work and I was bored. However, I saw Tony was coming. He had not been there for 2 months and I wanted to know why he hadn't come. But when he arrived, he was strange. He came angry and he was disoriented. To try to calm him down, I offered him the usual, but he yelled at me by the name of Perez and told me how could I do this to him in the middle of the world. That disoriented me, and to find out what was happening, I decided to go after work to pay him a visit. At home, Lucia told me that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and since then he called her by the name of her late mother and thinks that he is in the world.
My father got sick. He started acting strangely with me and I didn't know why. He started calling me Isabel, but that was my mother's name. At first I thought it was just a normal confusion because of his age, even if my mother is already dead. But then he started to shout a lot every day. He changed his mood radically. Then one day he told me, "Isabel, you're a whore. You fuck with my mate, my friend, this stupid Perez. Why did you do it? Didn't you want to marry me? I thought you would love me, but I can see you don't." I was completely shocked and I only said, "What? This couldn't be just a confusion. Did it mean that your mother did that?" I couldn't believe it. After this argument, he started talking about the civil war, death and more death, and war and casualties, and I don't remember more. The next day, I went with him to the hospital to know what was happening exactly. They diagnosed him with Alzheimer.
Corporal First Perry was a man who fought alongside me in the war. We were both excellent soldiers and we both got on very well in the battle together. Apart from being good soldiers, we were the best of friends. Only one day I discovered that he was my wife's lover, so I decided to wait one day at night and pretend I was going to the bar to the back next door and hide in the garden. Then I saw Perez arrive and greeted my wife. They entered the house and got to work. When they finished, I was waiting from them in the hall. They were surprised and they both left. Since then, I did not speak that man again until this morning. As I told you, Perez was my wife's lover throughout the war. During the time we were estranged, my wife had a beautiful daughter who we called Ushia. We spent a lot of time together, playing when he was little, going out for drinks when she was 18 years old. But the day came her mother told us that she had little time to live, and I found out that my little girl was not my daughter, and it was Cabo's first Perez daughter. That destroyed me, but I will continue to love her the same since I took care of her since she was born, and we have an inseparable relationship.
I already know the truth. He told me everything. My father's illness is getting worse and worse, and when he was in the bed during his last breaths, he told me all the story, which is my story too, at the end. He said, Isabel, I know your daughter is not mine. I know my baby is Perez's baby. I just want to say that I still love you anyway, and I will love you both forever. And I want you to stay with me, even if she is not my biological daughter. I love you both. I will always love you both, forever. Then he kissed me on the cheek and he closed his eyes for the last time. After this, I went to his favorite bar and I told everything to Samuel. I told him that his most loyal client had died. He just gave me orange juice and 2 pieces of toast with butter and honey, and he told me that he would pay for everything.
Today I'm in the bath. At lunchtime, Tommy's daughter came. She looked very sad and I asked what was wrong. With dirt in his eyes, she told me that her father had died due to Alzheimer, and in his bed of death, he told her that wasn't his daughter. After bad news and sadness, I wanted to cheer her up by meeting her to what her father always did, orange juice and buttered toast. And that's the end. But in our opinion, older people should not go through these problems, since both they and their family, friends, and workers who care for them have a very hard time treating these diseases, and more ones such as Alzheimer's, which causes very severe problems and can make caring for the person more difficult. I think that we should all become aware that we must appreciate and take care of our elders. Someday are always there, and we do not know how long they will be there or how long it will take to live.
Okay, let's hear.